Hi there, this is Christy Murray, and today we are going to have our Q&A. This is live, so if you have any questions, we're going to have a Q&A about what covert narcissism is, their behaviors, and how they affect us. And I am using live stream right now, so if you're on Facebook and you have questions, just give live stream permission um, to post your name, and then I can respond to you. Otherwise, I will go right ahead. So the first question that I had received about narcissism is, um, so what is it like being raised by a narcissist? Is one of the questions. So being raised by a narcissist, so you got to remember narcissists are all about themselves. They really don't care about anybody. They don't have empathy. So they don't appreciate you. There's no appreciation. There's no celebration. If there is, it would be celebrated for them. And you're who you are because of them. It always comes back to them. I'm specifically talking about covert narcissism. I know there's a lot of children that don't realize that their parents are covert narcissists because there's that um, showering. There's that showering of love. It's called love bombing, and then it gets taken away, and that's a form of manipulation. So the kids grow up to be confused, like, well, they did this for me, then how come this is being taken away? So children are growing up feeling like, well, there's some kind of dysfunction, but I can't put my finger on it, and just something's not right. It's not until things become really obvious that they realize that, oh my goodness, I'm being that my parents are narcissist. And that all comes back to also manipulation. So mostly they do things to manipulate you. And again, the children are seen as investments and as tools and as pawns for the game that they play. And the sad thing is they don't really even know it in their head. The world revolves around them, and it's difficult because as parents, your your world revolves around your children, but as the narcissist, the children are there for them. It's their battery, their flying monkeys, as we call it. That's what they get their supplies. That's why they don't do well with children because they can't get anything out of children. Children or babies. Babies are there, they cry, they need to be fed, they need to be taken care of. They're not giving anything back to the covert narcissistic parent. And that's why it's difficult for the kids and even other parents to understand that why are you using or why do you not see your kids as someone to love and appreciate, but instead they groom them to basically be their mirror and be their sidekick, if you want to call it, or their sentinel or someone just to if they say jump, the child better says how high. So here's another question: is they seem to be good people? What if they're not narcissists? Um, there's a specific diagnosis of like to be true narcissist. Everyone can have narcissistic traits. Um, it's really like, okay, looking inwards, every now and then people can be narcissistic, but one of like the true diagnosis, or one of the things that you really can see is if they enjoy, if they don't not if do not, they don't have empathy, and they almost enjoy when they get to manipulate people and when people suffer because of them. So it's really like everything goes back about them. So it's about them, it's about me. Never mind you. No consideration for anything. So examples of gaslighting. So difference between gaslighting and lying. So if someone lies, if you say, hey, it's let's pick an example here. Let's talk about the weather, right? Or actually, let's talk about someone. Let's say someone has a nice pen. Someone takes that pen, and the other person, well, hell, you took my pen, and the other person goes, no, I didn't. But it's really obvious that, hey, it's right there. I saw you take it. Give it back, and the gaslighting would come out as, well, why are you being selfish about your pen? It's just a pen. You're being selfish. So if they turn around and make you feel bad about what is true, and then you question your own reality, you've just been gaslighted. Yeah, and some of these things, it's you get this gut feeling that, wait a minute, that why am I questioning my reality or myself or what happened? I know what happened. But then they have this ability to really twist things around and make you feel like, no, you're wrong. You're seeing it wrong. And they're right, of course. That's another thing. They're always right. And then karma. Do narcissists, what's karma for narcissists? So eventually people do they start to figure out that they are covert narcissists, and eventually people start putting boundaries against their toxicity. They start staying away. And eventually the narcissist becomes alone. And as they get older, the tools that they used to have when they were younger, because when they're younger, they might have a lot of money, when they might look a certain way. And as they get older, they don't have that anymore. And then because of their failure to form real relationships and real connections, no one is there for them. So I guess that's one of the karma, is when they end up alone and people start leaving them. So how do narcissists handle conflict is one of the questions. They gaslight you, they don't take responsibility. Remember, it's always your fault. They would try to turn things around and make you feel bad. That your reaction to disrespect is actually your fault. Because remember, they don't care about your feelings, and it's always about them. And they're always right. It's not their fault, and it's you. So you should adjust, and the situation shouldn't have happened if you only did things as they want you to. But nothing is ever going to be good enough for them because they're not happy within themselves, and nothing that you do can ever make them happy. So let me just see if there's other questions. So what can you tell me about a female covert narcissist? See if there's a follow-up. So number one is they don't have true friends. They befriend people because they have an ulterior motive. They want something from them, or they want to attach to those people that they can call friends because it elevates them to a certain status. And these people that they surround themselves with might be someone that praises them or sees them at a different light. But they don't usually stick around, and it's hard for them to form friendships because eventually these people will start realizing that, well, I kind of starting to feel used. So I'm out. And then if they're not trying to be friendly, they're actually mean because they are negative. They criticize people all the time. And criticize, it's always negative. And when they do make friends, another thing that comes to mind is when they do make friends, it's not, the person has to be beneath them in status because the narcissist has to be at a certain status. They have to be better than everyone, and they can't handle anyone who makes more money than them or who's better than them. And then they're always seeking approval from wherever they can find it, always seeking validation and approval. And we all need that to a certain extent, but with a narcissist, you will notice that they're always turning things back around to them. It's like me, shining the limelight on me, and I want the attention. And no matter how much they get the attention, or how they get the attention, they can play victim, as in the case of covert narcissist. They feel so victimized about what the world did to them, and they actually enjoy it when people feel sorry for them. And there's a lot more things that can go in that personality disorder. Some of them may even appear sick. they want to be sick because they get that attention. So it's all about attention, being right, and me. So, and then female narcissists also, they get upset a lot easily, and they argue a lot because it's never their fault. How dare you tell them that they're wrong or even question them? Um, and yeah, oh, another thing is that they are passive aggressive. That's why it's so subtle with a covert narcissist. Um, they're not directly confrontational. It's not obvious. So you have to really be aware of these red flags and start taking note of the patterns that, like when they're always making snide remarks, always rolling their eyes, um, doing things in a passive aggressive way. So yeah, that is how a female covert narcissist acts. I don't see any more questions. You're always welcome to do a follow up. Just write your questions on the Facebook thread, or if you are on YouTube, join our Facebook group. We do have once a week. There's a 5 to 10 minute video. It's a teaching video, so you don't have to be there for live. But if you do have questions about that video, and if there's something you want to talk about, we will meet every Saturday. This time for a live Q&A. All right, have fun.